Alrighty. Okay, is this it's fucking angled? Let's just get this angled a little bit better here. There we go. Welcome to day 25 of water fasting. I feel a little bit self-conscious right now. I'm kind of resting on water fasting as a sensational thing. I feel a little bit self-conscious to say, hey, welcome to the video, as if you'd ever want to see me. So instead I say, welcome to day 25 of water fasting. That's going to really impress you. That's going to keep... But what it might be is I just need to get the right song. Now, I could listen to You're Such a Strange Girl by Maru, but that kind of reminds me of Marina. And that kind of makes me feel a little bit sad. No, not really. You know what happened with Marina? I just realized. I thought I sabotaged it with her. But I did be dishonest with her. I sabotaged it, but not in the way I thought. I was eating fruit, I wasn't jacking off. And I went for 7 days. And I was feeling amazing. Now I'm not sure if saying jacking off gets some kind of punishment here with the overseers, officer overseer. But I was feeling good, and I said to her, you know what? I'm polyamorous. Now, that's a big thing to say when you're a loser, you haven't had sex in like 8 years, and no one even loves you, and you have your first girlfriend, and she's hot. And apparently she has 25 by 37.5 hips to waist ratio, which is like better than 0.7. Like, that's like super crazy. And so it's like you're slobbering with delight over this girl. She's the only person who you even have in your life. And you say, you know what? I just can't be monogamous. Well, is it the same thing as saying I wouldn't be a gang stalker? Like, supposing you could get a girlfriend by being a gang stalker, and you're like, well, I wouldn't do it. You know, I don't care that I have no fucking love life. I'm not going to betray myself. So I basically say, look, I'm not monogamous with you. I'm not going to be monogamous. And which was what I was saying from the very beginning. What she signed up for from the very beginning. And then she's like, no, I'm just joking. I want to be your only girl. When I said I want to be just one of 5, because my goals were to be enlightened, to have my own place, to have my own car, and to have 5 girlfriends. And to be raw vegan. She says, no, I want to be your only one. And so I'm like, no. And then she dumps me. And then I get like really sad. And I'm like, no, I didn't mean it. And that's where that's where I may have lost her. After she dumped me, had I held my own, had I held my ground, stood my ground, after she dumped me, she may have come back. But by lying to her and saying, no, I didn't mean it, what I was really saying was, you can't trust me anymore. And that may have been why she didn't come back. Now, I just had some water flick up from here. I don't know if it flicked into my drink. I hope I'm not drinking soap. But it was painful when she broke up with me. I cried. It was fucking like really painful. And that's fucking may count for something too. You know, maybe I did sabotage it, but just not in the way I thought. Just by being airy-fairy, showing her that you can never trust me again. You know, we both know that you can trust me while I can't trust you. But let's even out the playing fields. Let's make it so that you can't trust me either. See how you like it. I remember that with my ex. The first time I realized that she couldn't trust me anymore, I had lied to her. I had not cheated on her, but I said I did. Just to make her jealous, because I was angry at her, and I told her, no, I didn't. And she cried so hard, and I realized, you just realized that you don't trust me anymore. And before this point, you always did. And I'm happy that you know how it feels. Not that it matters to you, because you'll just find someone else who you trust, but they don't trust you. Some strange thing happened today, too. I was thinking of my old friend who I used to live with, my ex and my best friend at the time. And he gifted me lifelong luxury. I could have always lived with him and could have lived anywhere in the world, never had to worry about food or rent or transportation or anything. Like, he was mega rich. And I loved him so much that I couldn't do it. I mean, were there gay undertones when your guy friend says, hey, I'll take care of you forever? Maybe we were a bit of a closet case. But we had hot girlfriends. You know, we shared girlfriends. And today I felt really almost like certain gang stalkers hypnotized me under their spell. Like, the difficulty of being gang stalked, not just by an ordinary, because this guy was a gang stalker too, and there's immense difference between one gang stalker to the next. I mean, John Wayne Gacy was a gang stalker. And so this guy was really my best friend for a long time. And I just loved him too much to be a whore. Is this dirty? Yeah, that is dirty. And so one of the difficult things with certain gang stalkers really going John Wayne Gacy, and they're making sure that they're really human trafficking you more so than the regular gang stalking entails. And you imbibe their essence. It's like you become some kind of clone of them. You adapt their emotional disposition. They force you to feel the way they feel. They turn you into them. And it's really fucked up. It's like hell on earth. It's like the worst hell. It's like private hell. And so I was thinking, what the fuck? You know, this just won't come clean. I was thinking of my old friend today and how he would take care of me forever. I could have just lived with him forever. And sort of how I'm a beta male. And I just take after whoever is taking care of me. I think that happened with Chelsea too. I just sort of made Chelsea my new, I don't want to say parent, but yeah, like I made Chelsea my new emotional regulator. That how the confidence Chelsea feels, I feel. The power Chelsea feels, I feel. Her status in the world becomes my status in the world. her grandeur and her importance, it's my importance. And I was thinking of my old friend today and how I've had a difficult time forgetting certain gang stalkers and forgetting the emotional disposition that comes with them, where they're almost in the back of my mind all the time and controlling and hijacking my emotions. And when I thought of my friend, my emotions suddenly switched over to his domain, and I was like, oh, this is way better now. I feel like I'm on the cool crowd again. I feel like I'm far above this realm of hell that I've been living in. And what's the deal? Am I infantile, trying to make someone... Is this what it means to be a beta male? And it's so deep that I don't even realize it. And I'm just copying the emotions of whoever I feel protected by. That someone else is the leader and I just copy them. And I felt like it. I felt, man, this is crazy. I instantly feel way different. Thinking of my friend, I feel like I'm out of Shawshank. I'm in the clear, I'm protected, I'm in the cool crowd. I can laugh at the people who had hijacked me and say, you thought you got me, but you didn't get me. I feel better now. And then I was wondering, is that what happened with Chelsea? That Chelsea was even more of a status symbol. Sort of like a woman wears the wedding ring to show that she's high status enough that she can marry a man who can afford that or something. I felt like an internal sort of status shift, that I suddenly had status, remembering my friend. And of course, that seems pretty fucked up. Like, obviously, that's not mentally healthy. So I didn't really indulge in that too much, but I certainly noticed it. Thought, I wonder if I really am just a mama's boy, and maybe now I'm just a carbon copy of my mom. I mean, isn't that what people do? And you talk through your parents' voice, when it's you talking, you're actually talking through someone else's voice. You think it's you talking, but you're actually pretending you're them, but you don't even realize it. Is that what's happening here? I wondered. And I was thankful to get the awareness of it. I thought I wasn't aware of these subtle phenomena happening. The water fast is helping that. It's making me more sensitive. Now, I did drain some sensitivity. I might be being bad here talking about this, but I cranked off my tiny little tack. Now, why did I do that? It was horrible too. The first time was horrible, but the second time was amazing. I had a real orgasm the second time. It was fucking groovy. I had more slack from regrowing my foreskin, better on the water fasting, and I breathed through my belly, which gave way to a real orgasm. It wasn't just an ejaculation. The first one was just an ejaculation, just a sneeze, wasn't good. The second one, it was a real orgasm. It was fucking tight. And the reason why I did that was because I was gonna give up my fast today. And I thought, I need a little bit of comfort. And if jacking off is the thing I have to do, water fasting another day is more beneficial than dropping the fast and not jacking off. So that's what I did, and it worked out pretty great. I mean, today I'm drinking at pace. It's I woke up at 3, it's almost 10. I've drank 7 bottles of water so far. I've had to fart a whole bunch. You know, my mom is downstairs. I can't fart. Oh, that was crazy. That was a crazy fart. You know, I farted right before she came downstairs. And then there was all these paper, and she came right next to me and bent down right next to me to pick up all these papers that had just fallen on the ground. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this all about? So she just left with some watermelon, and I could smell the watermelon. So I've been like saving these bloaty farts, and she cut a piece of cheese in here. Speaking of farts, she cut just a single slice of cheese, which apparently you can smell that. Apparently that's like really strong or something. But I don't think typically you could smell cheese or watermelon from the other room. But she's like, can you smell the watermelon? I was like, yeah, I can smell the cheese. You had a slice of cheese, I can smell that. And I can smell the watermelon you have. And she said, could you smell that before the fast? And I was like, nope. And it smelled so good. Her watermelon looks so good. Mine is from Guatemala, whereas hers is from Brazil. She got like we both have these mini watermelons. So I'll be breaking the fast tomorrow. I wanted to do 26 days, but Lauren counts the first night or day you arrive at Tanglewood as the first day. So technically, I mean, you can fast 25 days, but because he counts the first day as the first night you arrive as the first night of fasting, technically by his standard, I could call this 26 days. 25 seems like a nice even number. Seems like a good number. So I think 25 days is a good number to fast. And did I write down 8:57, 9:40? I forgot to write down my other one. So we're on the 8th bottle now. My blood pressure was a little bit low this morning. I didn't really get enough water yesterday. Yesterday I was very lazy, and I'm at the point now where the old stuff is starting to hydrate enough that it's becoming painful. That I say ow, 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 ow. Out loud I go ow. It's painful. It's so bloaty. It's painful. And it's making me nauseous too, and it's going to get worse as I refeed. Refeeding is going to be much harder than fasting. So I'm kind of scared what's going to happen. Water fasting hydrates it from the outside. Eating fruit hydrates it from the inside. Okay, so we got to do the litter now. As for meditation, yeah, I've been meditating. Been focusing on my belly, doing Vipassana. The most classic meditation. Now, maybe you don't understand why water fasting. So when you drink water, it goes from your stomach into your blood. And then from your blood, it seeps into your digestive tract. Okay, so my mom already did this one. And when it seeps into your digestive tract, it hydrates the old, decades old food that's stuck to the lining of your digestive tract from the outside, because it's seeping in through the blood into the digestive tract. So it hydrates it at the point where it's stuck. It hydrates the lining, so it unsticks the old crap from the lining. When you eat fruit, the water in the fruit doesn't go into your blood. It goes through your entire digestive tract, and it hydrates the old waste from the inside out. So you have to first unstick it by water fasting, and then you hydrate it enough to push it out by eating fruit. Now you might just say, well, why don't you just do intermittent fasting and drink water in between eating, in which case the water goes into your blood and seeps into your digestive tract and does the same thing. But that doesn't work, because when you're eating, you need a very strict balance of electrolytes to digest the food. And when water goes into your blood, it dilutes your electrolytes. And to digest food, your body doesn't allow that. Your body says, to keep the digestion optimal, we're going to pee out the excess water to keep the concentration of electrolytes proper. So you don't have the ability to retain water. Whereas when you're not eating, and by the way, when you have food, that strict balance of electrolytes is needed for 6 hours after your last meal. So when you don't have food, your balance of electrolytes is much more lax. Your body says, that's fine, you're not digesting food. We'll allow you to keep extra water in your blood now. And that's where the fasting comes in. And before J.D. Rockefeller, the world's first billionaire, took over the medical industry, and he became a billionaire by taking over the medical industry, all the doctors in the world taught water fasting. So my goal in water fasting is to fast long enough to unstick the old waste from my guts, so that when I start eating again, I can just simply hydrate the old waste from the inside and it will wash out. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay, I gotta change this song. It's too much. So that's about all I got. I mean, it will be exciting to work out. I'll gain some muscle. I have no muscle. I'll do some yoga, like flexibility, and I should be able to gain muscle. Apparently I'll have tons of energy. I mean, the amount I can smell food is nuts. So I could only imagine what food is going to taste like. The way water tastes is nuts. The way my mouth tastes is nuts. the way my emotions work, my clarity on my emotions. I feel like I'm just listing things off. I don't really have any more gossip. I wish I had. It might be some time for for a song here. I think it's time for a song. Now, I've never sang this song before, so this will be the debut. I've never played this song either. It's always most raw on the first time. So do I regret what happened with Marina? Yeah, I should have held my ground. If I didn't fold, she may have come back to me. But maybe it's best she broke up with me too. Okay. All right, here we go. In my place, lines that I couldn't change. I was lost, oh yeah. I was lost, crossed lines that I shouldn't have. I was lost, oh yeah. And yeah, how long must I wait for it? And yeah, how long must you pay for it? And yeah, how long must you wait for it? For it. I was scared. I was scared. I was scared. I was scared. Tired and underprepared. But I'll wait for you. And if you go, and leave me here down on my own, then I'll wait for you. And yeah, how long must you wait for it? And yeah, how long must you pay for it? And yeah, how long must you wait for it? For it. Sing it, please, please, please. Come back and sing to me, me. Come on and sing it out now. Come and sing it out to me. Come back and sing it in my place, lines that I couldn't change, and I was lost, oh yeah, oh yeah. Whoa, I'd say that's not bad for the first time. I mean, I felt like I fucking got it. think it makes up for all those farts. Yeah, well, hopefully. Now, let's get back onto the gossip here. Do we have any more gossip? Well, the breathing was a good thing. Getting my breath back, focusing on my breath with, like, a lot of focus. I don't know how it seems profound. Okay, this is gonna sound fucked up. Okay, I don't know if you've ever had some kind of experience where it's something really simple but you can't put it into words. And if you just describe it in plain language, it doesn't translate. Like, you say, I focused on my breath more. Just with more concentration, with more sensitivity. Well, that's basically what happened. But somehow it changes. I mean, I had something similar with my foreskin, too. Where I could feel my foreskin as it actually is, instead of being traumatized out of it. Like, imagine if you had no feeling in your hand, and you could only feel the palm of your hand, but you couldn't feel the back of your hand. And suddenly you're able to feel the back of your hand too. And you're like, oh wow. And your whole life you just never felt the back of your hand. That's sort of how I felt with focusing on my belly. Like, oh, that's what it means to actually focus on it. Whereas before I was kind of fragmented focusing on it. Focusing on just part of it. But now I could feel a more total sensation. Where it feels like my energy isn't jumping out of me. Like my energy's not leaking. And it felt kind of exhausting, really. To keep that inward sensation. And combining it with an orgasm was a polarizing test. It was very helpful. So, I have this new game called Max Payne 3. Haven't played it yet. Getting my new Bluetooth headphones replacements on January 16th. The new episode of Fallout comes tomorrow, where that girl, I remind myself of that girl sometimes, the ghoul's friend. She and the ghoul are going to have to fight a Deathclaw. Now, if you've never seen a Deathclaw, they're like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. A Tyrannosaurus Rex. They're like the evilest creatures in the world. Now, in Fallout, you can get some kind of animal adaptation spell or something. You put your points into like the animal whisperer or something. And then I think you can actually befriend Deathclaws. So, I mean, in the episode, the girl, and I relate to her because she's like, I'm going to bring them to justice. And I would really, I kind of laugh like it's never going to happen. I think there are some people who deserve to be brought to justice. I mean, when I first started talking about gang stalking, it was about 4 years ago. And about 90% of the channels, I used to be jealous too of the ones who got more views, but now I'm not. I'm like super happy. And the ones who get more views, I don't relate to them anyway. Here's my impression of a gang stalking channel that gets a lot of views. It's just the most basic thing. It's just like, they're paid to do this. And they're watching you, and they're probably working off some felony. And I didn't even know it was happening. I mean, it's just the most basic thing. And everyone in the comments going, yeah, it's happening to me too. And, you know, I'm like, okay, for people who already know what it is, I don't want to hear this. Like, the popular channels, it's like so basic. But I'm immensely thankful they exist. And the popular channels are getting more popular. there were very few popular channels when I started, at least that I had seen. And now I see videos all the time where someone will have 16,000 views, and it's a real TI. And I found this one today. He looks like Morpheus, and he's like a really solid guy. Like, there's like solid, like integral, trustworthy people, like clearly not insane people with like 16,000 views and like tons of upvotes talking about gang stalking. And this is more common now. And there's even like some more really even more popular ones. And I'm like, just the trajectory within a few years, if it's exponential, what will happen in the next like 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years with like millions or like tens of millions of people talking about it? I think gang stalking is technically a genocide. Like, I think there's, like, I'm not trying to be dramatic here. I think there's actually a checklist for, like, there's things that have to be checked off to call it a genocide. Like, you have to prevent the person from, like, work and, like, reproduction and stuff. I forget what it is. But, I mean, if there's enough people talking about it, I couldn't even... Like, I don't know how they're going to suppress it if enough people are talking about it, and like sane people, like people who are like, you know, like rational, level-headed people. And they say the same, like this one guy, Morpheus, he said the same thing that I'm saying, that back in like 10 years ago, you would just be totally nuts if you talked about it. Like, no one was talking about it on the internet, or barely anyone. And now within like 10 years, so many people are talking about it. And especially with most TIs not knowing they're TIs, and then you realize that you're a TI because someone else makes a video about gang stalking. Like, I posted in the Facebook group about gang stalking, like the local Facebook community group where it's like the local district here. There's like 5,000 people in that group, and I got a pretty welcoming reception. There was a couple gang stalkers who were pretty vulgar and sick to me, but I was like, this could save someone's life. Like in terms of community service, the things I'm saying, like most TIs apparently are women and they don't even know they're being targeted. The thing I'm saying right here could save somebody's life, or it could drastically reduce the suffering in their life. Like, the thing I'm doing is offering a lot of value, and you're trying to like squash that for your cover up or something. I mean, do you even know how thankful someone would be if they figured out that they're being gang stalked because of what I've said? Like, they wouldn't have the words to thank. They'd be like, this is like perhaps the most significant thing that happened in my life. No, you wouldn't want that to be, you know, I wouldn't want the most significant thing in my life to be that I figured out I'm being gang stalked. I'd want it to be that I fall in love, that I have good friends, that I get really muscular. I mean, I have these long, skinny arms, so it'll be hard for me to put on muscle, relatively. But if I could actually get muscular, I'll have a really good frame, I think. And so I'm excited for that, because apparently I'll have a new relationship with food. One of the weirdest things that happened, I stopped craving butter. What I want most right now in terms of cooked food is red Thai curry with some blanched bean curd, which is tofu for anyone, with deep fried tofu for anyone who doesn't, but you have to blanch it in water because it's too dense if you don't. But I wouldn't want to make it all buttery. And, you know, why not? Well, I don't know why not. I don't know why not, but for a long time it would have been, yeah, I want more butter. However much butter, double it. And too much is never enough. You just more and more butter. Now I'm like, no, thank you. That'll make me sick. I just want the flavors. I want the bamboo shoots. I want the broccoli. I want the blanched broccoli. I want the carrots. I want the chickpeas. I want the vegetables. I want the spices and I want the vegetables. I'm sounding like a woman. I want to eat vegetables. I'm not joking. I get 2 fucking cans, and this stuff is cheap too. Oh my god, the amount I could cook right now. But then you go in, you eat 5 plate. You know what I do? I eat until I cramp. Like it's so good. I make butter chicken. It's vegan, of course. What are you, fucking insane? And I eat until I am in pain. Not like fucking nauseous, but until my stomach is so stretched that my stomach is actually hurting. I just keep going until my stomach is like stretched. I can't eat anymore. And that's what I want to do with red Thai curry, which is so cheap. With some rice, I don't know if I'd have it with naan bread. It would be good on its own. It would be good as a soup almost. Comes in a can. We used to get it at Freshco. I don't know where else they have it. Oh, well, here's a new revelation too I had. So I don't really like saying this, but anyways, the police and the gang stalkers have told me they're going to commit homicide on me and people I love if I go near a school. And they've proven that they're not joking. And I never understood that because they have no sexual restraints. Like they have, do you know what they break every sexual law. Okay, well, gang stalking is a genocide, but what is a genocide? It's sex trafficking, particularly people who are Doras. And they use Doras to gang stalk me as well. So they have Doras get up in my personal space. Or, that's not really like I'm not saying they have Doras, but yeah, basically they have Doras get up in my personal space. And so it never made sense to me. You're saying, well, you're going to do homicide on people I love and if I go near a school, but then you're having Doras go near me? Like, doesn't that not make sense? And what I realized was they're not actually calling me, now I could be wrong here, but they're not actually calling me a danger to Doras. They're saying we have to pretend like you're a danger to Doras, and we're sending you these Doras to be near you to show you that we trust you with Doras. Now they could be saying we want you to do illegal things as well. I'm not really as an entry into gangs, as an initiation process. Do something illegal on camera and join the gang stalking, and then we have the blackmail on you so you can never quit. They could be saying that, or they could be saying, we trust you, but we have to pretend like you're a danger, and part of this whole pretension to keep our sex trafficking operation alive is that we need some face to scapegoat on. We have to have some kind of bad guy so we can pose like, well, we're the good guys and we protect people, so obviously we're not the human traffickers. And so I never understood that because I have like a black and white kind of mind. Like I actually don't. It actually doesn't make sense to me why a sex trafficker would tell someone to not go near a school. And like it actually literally like didn't make sense to me at all. And I think that may have been what got Todd killed. I don't know, but I was watching this girl Casey, and they killed her brother. She's a TI, and her family killed her brother. And I was like, okay, these people are not fucking around. And like the police gave me like a threat, like they parked down the street where these people tried to run over Todd, and they had like a go around sign, and then they parked over there and had a go around sign. So like if I go to the doctor's office down the street, I'm supposed to like go on these side streets to avoid the school. And so I was like, okay, yeah, okay, well, am I just stubborn? Like, I'm just like, no, I'll just never listen to you because fuck you. But then, like, we get in, we fucking die. No, I'd rather not die. But then what happens if I obey them and I'm like, okay, sure, I'll not go near the school. And thanks for the respect of sending Doras near me to show me that you trust me. Like, thanks for the respect of showing me that you're following orders. And if you don't follow the orders, someone's gonna, like, kill you. And so you could argue that you're being human trafficked too. And I should make your job easier by going along with your rules, because I don't want to have the house broken into. I don't want to be gassed. Now, I don't know if they're going to gas regardless. I don't know what I'm allowed to say that gets me gassed and not. But I mean, certainly to avoid the vehicular homicides, if I can just not go near certain places. But I mean, on Christmas Day, we had to drive by the school, and then they had the cop car that night. Now, on Christmas Day, there's no one at the school. It's all closed down. But still, because we drove by a school, and there was no other way to get on the highway, I mean, I would have had to explain it to my mom, who I don't even think would understand. And so that night, on Christmas night, they had a cop car with its blue and red lights sitting outside of our house for like 40 minutes, just sitting in front of our house, shining its lights into our windows. Not like a floodlight, but just the blue and red lights. And I called the non-emergency police to complain, but there was no answer. But I think they were punishing. And I was like, well, how... Like, even if I wanted to avoid a school, there's sometimes where it's unavoidable. And so I was, like, asking the gang stalkers by writing a post today, like, if it's unavoidable, like, please don't commit vehicular homicide on me. And, like, make exceptions. Like, I'll do my best to avoid it. Like, and then, so hopefully that will stop the homicide thing. And then as for being gassed and sleep deprived, I think that just might be part of it. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way, like, I don't know if you can comply your way out of that. But generally, like, I got good night's sleep tonight. I think the things I really don't want are the gassing and the break-ins and the poisonings and the homicide. And so I think a lot of that I can curtail and remove by just watching where I go, which we're going to be getting dogs soon. So I'm going to be going out for walks with them. So, and yeah, it's a bit of a pride thing. You feel a bit embarrassed. It's like, why should I have to, like people are telling me in code, threatening to kill me if I, like, it just seems like so illegitimate. But I mean, that's we live in a Nazi society now, and obviously for a Nazi fascist takeover, you have to do it, and you can't announce it overtly. So I was thinking, with these dogs, I'll walk them like down. I'll go across the street into the parking lot, which will avoid going on this street where there's a school, and then I could go into the forest trails. And we're gonna have to keep them on a leash, apparently, because we don't really know them because they're foster dogs. They're 8 years old. I'd like to walk them off the leash, but I'm excited to go out for walks. I don't think I'm gonna jog anymore. Now, there's certain gang stalkers who are responsible, I believe, for entrapping me. Now, I don't have any criminal record or any investigation against me, but for entrapping me into not being able to go near a school. And there's one who tried to kill me down the street. And I wonder if the gang stalkers are aware of that. I wonder what they think of those people. But it's not such a big deal. Just having to avoid a school, it's not such a big deal. But I mean, when you can't, and someone like tries to kill you and your family, that is kind of a big deal. Especially when you don't understand it's happening. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Like, I don't know if you've ever lived with attempted murder on your life. A lot of great people have. You know, if you are great, someone probably will try and kill you at some point. And I think I'm a pretty great person, really. I mean, I laugh. I don't know if I'm being bashful or something. But, well, I think the reason why they did that, those certain people who entrapped me, was because I had been eating fruit and I was just attractive. And they're like, oh, he's a juicy one to rape. I think that's literally what it was. I mean, I don't think I'm a great like Nelson Mandela or something. Well, I don't know if he was that great. I don't know much about him. But, you know, I'm not like an activist or something. But in terms of eating healthy, eating fruit, I mean, it's pretty rare that people eat as much fruit as I have, and you get as vibrant as I have. So I was a pretty shining person. And when you shine bright, someone's going to try and pull you down. Someone's going to try and usurp it. And so that kind of, I don't know how that sits with me. You know, we've had it multiple times where we've left town, we've driven as a family, and someone will try and cause a car accident with us because it might be around 4 p.m. when the school is getting out here, and we drive down this street, and there might be some kids walking down the street. And so at 4 p.m. we don't even go near the school, but I'm in the car and we drive down this street and we're going to like another city to pick up a weed whacker, for example. And then when we're on the way to Toronto, like on the way to Burlington or wherever the city was that we went to get it, a truck tries to cause a car accident with us. And I'm left thinking, what is this? Is this because we were on this street at 4 p.m.? That's not allowed? And so it definitely doesn't make sense. You know, those same kids who I wouldn't be allowed to drive on the same street while they're there, maybe. You know, I don't know if that's what it is, but it has seemed like that. Could then follow me Like on a Saturday, I'm walking down the street, and they're allowed to follow me, and so we're near each other then. So it's very symbolic, it's very it completely it's so stupid that it just didn't make sense to me for a long time. And then thankfully by water fasting, I realized it's all about the image. They have to pretend that they're protectors of the weak and defenseless to help them sex traffic Doras, which is the whole point of a genocide, is to displace people, to kidnap Doras, and with gang stalking, it's to film Doras. And to abuse them. But I mean, porn is the main thing on the internet. It's all about, it's mainly about porn. So, yeah, I'm glad. I'm less of a samurai. I'm more of a ninja. A samurai accepts death before defeat, and a ninja accepts defeat before death. So I don't know if I was just stubborn or stupid. I just couldn't figure it out. But now I realize how high the stakes are. So I'm like, yeah, I will avoid a school. Now, yeah, basically, wherever possible. And then just hope that if it's not possible, no one's going to kill me. I hope there's enough gang stalkers who say, yeah, we understand the complexity of the situation, and we will protect you. You are making our jobs easy. You're doing things you don't want to do. You're going out of your way in a degrading, humiliating way, and we also have to do things that degrade us, that we don't like, that are humiliating. And so we will respect you as much as we can and help you not get killed. Maybe that's what it is. And so I could say, yeah, that's cool. Like, that could be our truce. Like, I'm happy to do, not really happy, but I'm at least aware enough to do that. And well, as for getting ripped, I would love to be ripped. As for going out of town, though, I feel safer. A lot of the worst vehicular homicide attempts have happened when we're out of town. Now, is there any complying your way out of, like, can you just comply and then the gang stalking just completely eases up? I'm not sure. Every commercial is still harassing, threatening. There's, I think a lot of it has to do with asset stripping. I'm not sure you can, I think the orders come from top down, even if the local gang stalkers are in majority sympathetic to me and friendly to me, in spite of doing what they have to do, curtailing the harm as much as possible. I think the orders might come down from the top, where it's like the point is to kill the person or to just make their life hell or something. I'm not exactly sure. But, I mean, it's not that bad right now. So, I feel like complying as much as I can and being hybrid between a ninja and a samurai. So, and say life is more valuable than truth. Yeah, sure, accept defeat. Let them call you a coward, sure. Accept defeat over death. That's fine. Comply as much as you can. But then you're hybrid too. You're also part samurai. So you're also putting YouTube videos out here showing this is a genocide, this is evil, this is completely sick. So you're not quite just pure ninja. You know, you also keep your samurai roots. It keeps your dignity and... Well, anyways, the woman down the street who tried to kill me, she has no aura. Oh, I was so angry for a bit. And I thought, you don't even exist. You're not even a real person. There's no one there to even be angry at. Yeah. Gotta refill this water jug. Well, I think we're about done for the day. So, thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna eat tomorrow, which is gonna be exciting. So stay tuned for tomorrow's mukbang.